Right, I need you to sit down for this because what I'm seeing in the models is absolutely mental. Seriously, I've been staring at these charts all morning and I can't quite believe what's happening. We're about to get proper done over by Mother Nature, and I mean properly done over. Look, I know you're probably thinking, here we go again, another weather drama. But this is different. This is the real deal. And honestly, it's going to catch everyone completely off guard. Right, before we dive in, chuck your location in the comments. London, Manchester, wherever you are. Trust me, where you live is going to make a massive difference to how this plays out. So here's the thing. Right now, you're probably thinking, January's been pretty mild, innit? Maybe you've had your heating off most days. Maybe you're still wearing just a jacket outside. Well, mate, that's all about to change. And when I say change, I mean completely change. We're talking about going from this nice mild weather to absolutely freezing in less than a week. Now, I'm going to show you exactly why this is happening, and honestly, it's pretty mind-blowing. There's this absolutely massive high pressure building over Scandinavia, and it's proper strong. When I say strong, I'm talking about pressure readings that are off the charts, literally. This thing is going to completely flip our weather on its head, and the models are going mad for it. Both the European and American models are showing the same thing, which never happens, by the way. When these systems agree on something this extreme, you know it's going to be proper serious. Right, let me break this down for you, because the science behind this is actually fascinating. This Scandinavian high is basically going to shove our jet stream right down into Spain. That means instead of getting lovely mild air from the Atlantic, we get Arctic air from the east. And when I say Arctic, I mean properly cold, colder than we've seen all winter. The temperature drop is going to be mental. We're talking about 15 degrees colder in some places. So if it's 8 degrees today where you are, it could be -7 next week. That's a proper shock. Now here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't going to affect everyone the same way. If you're on the East Coast, you're going to get absolutely hammered by this continental air. Places like Norwich, Hull, Newcastle, you're going to be first in line for the brutal stuff. London's going to get it too. Don't think the city's going to save you from this one. The West Coast will be a bit better off, but even Manchester and Liverpool will feel it. Scotland's going to be mental. Edinburgh could be 10 degrees colder than Glasgow. Right, so when exactly is this going to kick off? That's what you all want to know, isn't it? Well, the weekend's going to be your last taste of this mild weather we've been having. Monday and Tuesday, you'll start to notice things changing. Winds shifting, getting a bit cooler. But Wednesday, that's when the fun really starts. And by fun, I mean absolute chaos. By Thursday and Friday next week, we could be looking at minus temperatures across huge areas. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a quick cold snap that'll be over in a few days. The models are showing this pattern staying put through the end of January, maybe longer. We could be looking at weeks of proper winter weather, the kind we haven't seen for years. Now, let's talk about snow, because this is where it gets properly exciting for some of you. Continental air is brilliant at making snow when it hits our moist air off the sea. Areas that haven't seen proper snow all winter could get their first decent fall in years. I'm talking about southern England here. Kent, Sussex, even Surrey could see significant snow. London could get its first proper snowfall since the beast from the east back in 2018. The setup is absolutely perfect for it. Cold air in place, moisture coming off the sea. Any weather systems that try to come in from the west will just dump snow everywhere. Right, so what does this actually mean for you lot watching? Let me give you the practical stuff. First off, your heating bills are about to go through the roof after months of barely using it. Seriously, if you're on a prepay meter, you might want to top up now before everyone else panics. Your car's probably not ready for this either. When did you last check your antifreeze? Most people haven't because we've had such a mild winter. That could be a proper problem. Pipes are another thing. Lots of homes haven't had their heating on properly all season. When temperatures suddenly drop to minus figures, that's when you get burst pipes everywhere. Your garden's going to get a shock too. Plants that have been happy all winter will suddenly struggle. Transport's going to be chaos because the networks just aren't prepared for sudden winter conditions. Railways hate sudden cold snaps. And don't get me started on what'll happen if we get snow. The roads will be mental too. First proper frost in months, and everyone's forgotten how to drive in it. Now, let me show you what the computer models are actually predicting, because it's proper mad. The ensemble forecasts, that's where they run hundreds of different scenarios, are going crazy. Most of them are showing temperatures dropping to -5, -10 in some eastern areas. That's not normal for Britain. That's the kind of cold you get in Siberia or something. The American GFS model is showing the most extreme version. Absolutely brutal cold everywhere. The European model is a bit more conservative, but still showing a massive cold blast. When both models agree on the general pattern but differ on intensity, the truth's usually in the middle. So we're probably looking at something between very cold and absolutely freezing. Either way, it's going to be a massive shock after the mild weather we've been having. The AI weather models are doing something I've never seen before. They're all agreeing. Normally, these artificial intelligence systems show loads of different outcomes. But they're all showing the same thing. Brutal, continental cold arriving next week. That's mental level of agreement for such an extreme weather event. Right, let's talk about why this is happening now. Because timing is everything, isn't it? We've had this really stable, mild pattern all winter because of where the jet stream's been. It's been bringing us constant mild air from the Atlantic, lovely for heating bills, rubbish for snow lovers. But now this massive Scandinavian high is basically going to bulldoze that pattern out the way. It's like putting a huge wall in the way of our normal weather. Everything gets redirected. The jet stream gets shoved south. Low-pressure systems can't get through from the west. Instead, we get this massive pipeline of cold air coming straight from Eastern Europe. And Eastern Europe is proper cold right now. We're talking -20 in some places. Even if that air warms up a bit crossing the continent, it's still going to be freezing for us. The North Sea's going to become like a highway for Arctic air masses. Mental to think about. Now here's something that's really doing my head in. The persistence of this pattern. Usually, these blocking patterns last a few days, maybe a week if you're unlucky. But the models are showing this one staying put for weeks, potentially through February. If that happens, we're looking at the most significant winter weather event in over a decade. Spring could be delayed by months. Imagine that after our mad, mild winter start. Right, so what can you actually do to prepare? Because moaning about it won't help, will it? First thing, check your heating system now, not when it's -5 and everyone's panicking. Get your boiler serviced if it needs it. Bleed your radiators. Make sure everything's working. Stock up on essentials. Not like panic buying, just sensible preparation for cold weather. Food that doesn't need cooking if the power goes off. Bottled water in case pipes freeze. Your car needs attention too. Antifreeze, battery check, decent tyres for winter conditions. Don't wait until it's icy to find out your battery's dead or your tyres are bald. If you've got elderly neighbours or relatives, check on them when this cold snap hits. Cold weather is dangerous for older people, especially after such a mild winter. Their bodies won't be used to dealing with sudden temperature drops like this. Pets need thinking about too. Outdoor animals are going to struggle with sudden, brutal cold. Right, let me give you the day-by-day breakdown so you know exactly what's coming. This weekend, enjoy it, because it's your last taste of mild weather for a while. Monday, you'll start noticing the wind changing direction, temperatures beginning to drop. Tuesday, proper transition day. You'll definitely feel winter starting to bite. Wednesday, that's when the continental air really arrives, temperatures plummeting. Thursday and Friday, potentially the coldest days we've seen all winter. Weekend of the 25th to 26th. Could be brutal, especially if we get that snow everyone's hoping for. The thing is, this isn't just a quick cold snap. It could go on for weeks. That's what makes this so significant. Not just cold, but persistently cold. Now, I know some of you are probably quite excited about finally getting proper winter weather. And fair enough, we've been robbed of winter this year, haven't we? But remember, going from mild to brutal overnight is always a shock to the system. Society's not prepared because we've all got used to this lovely, mild weather. That's when you get chaos. Sudden weather changes always catch people off guard. The economic impact's going to be massive too. Energy companies aren't ready for sudden demand spikes. Food distribution could get messy if transport networks struggle with winter conditions. Right, here's what I need from you lot. Drop your location in the comments right now. Tell me what you're most worried about. Heating costs? Travel? Or are you buzzing for snow? I want to know how this is going to affect real people in real places. Also, let me know if you've noticed anything changing already. Wind direction, temperatures, anything. Sometimes the best observations come from people actually living in these places. The next few days are going to be crucial for nailing down exactly how extreme this gets. Each model run either confirms what we're seeing or throws a curveball. That's weather forecasting. But the overall signal is so strong now that something significant is definitely happening. I'll be tracking every update, every pressure change, every temperature trend. Make sure you're subscribed and notifications are on because this story's moving fast. Share this with your mates, your family, anyone who needs to know what's coming. This could be the biggest weather story of the winter, from mild to mental in less than a week. Stay prepared, stay informed, and remember, after the mildest start to winter ever, payback's coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow with the latest on this absolutely mental situation. Winter's finally decided to show up, and it's bringing all its mates with it. From spring-like January to potentially Arctic February. Only in Britain, eh? Right, I'm off to check my own heating system. See you tomorrow for the next chapter of this madness. Until then, wrap up warm, because winter's about to remind us all who's really in charge. This is going to be mental, and we're all along for the ride, whether we like it or not. Cheers for watching, and remember, sometimes Mother Nature likes to keep us on our toes.